This is Irene Woods. In this video, we're going to be working on Tier 4 of the bulky Fairisle round yoke pullover. I have the yoke back on the bed, and I have set it up. Before I put the yoke back on, I put the carriage on the left side. The yarns are parked on the right. I did not cut them, I just took them out of the carriage, put them behind the case, and then switched to waist yarn, knitted the waist yarn, cut the waist yarn, and pulled the fabric off the bed. Now we're ready to start knitting again. The card is locked on row 1, carriage is on the left, so what I'm going to do for a free pass, the change knob on KC, and push in both part buttons. This will let it select the needles without dropping everything off the bed. Rethread the carriage. Main color in feeder 1, contrast in feeder B. Cancel the part buttons and then push in the Fairisle button. I forgot to turn on the card. Okay, turn the KC knob to normal because we don't want to knit anything and we don't want to pull the fabric off. Push in the part buttons and take the carriage back to the left. Now, KC knob, turn on the card. I still have the part buttons in, but now I have the KC knob on KC, and it brought forward the needles. Rethread the carriage. Cancel the part buttons, push in the Fairisle button. Make sure the card's unlocked. Okay, that completes the Fairisle part of the yoke. I'm going to remove the contrast color. We won't be using it again, so I cut it. Turn the KC knob to normal. Make sure that nothing is set on the carriage. Just push the playing button. And we knit one row. Now we need to work another row of decreases. And to do that, we're going to pull every 4th needle 9 times. Again, just far enough to mark the position on the bed. Then we're going to transfer these stitches to their neighbor. I miscounted right there, but it won't make any difference. The extra stitch is actually on the end of the bed. That's not a big enough issue to go back and correct. We've now finished the 4th tier on this yoke section, so it's time to get it off onto waist yarn. First of all, make sure that the carriage is set for normal knitting. All the buttons are out and the change knob is set to normal. I'm going to knit 1 row. Now I'm going to remove this on waist yarn. This is the neck edge. And this time I do recommend removing on waist yarn. Even if you have been using a circular needle or a garter bar for the decreases up until this point. The reason is this is the neck edge, and when we get ready to put on the neckband, it really helps to have this waist yarn in place, so please do use it this time. I'm going to remove the weights, take the carriage across empty, and that will drop the fabric off the bed. And this is our yoke. Now we're going to do the sleeves, the yoke part for the sleeves, exactly the same way. The only difference will be in the stitch count, and your pattern will tell you how many stitches you need and what needles to use. So that concludes the yoke demo.